Yi-san, also known as Wind of the Palace, is a 2007 South Korean historical drama, starring Lee Seo-jin and Han Ji-min. It aired on MBC from September 17, 2007 to June 16, 2008 on Mondays and Tuesdays at 21:55. The series was directed by Lee Byung-hoon, who also produced award-winning television series Dae Jang Geum. Lee Seo-jin and Han Ji-min won acting recognition at the MBC Drama Awards. Synopsis: Yi-san dramatizes the life of Korea's King Jongjo, the 22nd ruler of the Joseon dynasty. Jongjo is remembered in Korean history for his sympathy with the plight of the common man, in spite of his own pampered upbringing as royalty. The drama begins with the king's early years, during which he befriends two children working in the palace who are later expelled. King Jongjo seals Jongjo's father, Crown Prince Sado, in a rice storage chest with no food or water because he fears that the Crown Prince is planning a coup. Jongjo wants to save his father, and with the help of his friends Song Song-yin and Park Dae-soo, begs King Jongjo to forgive the Crown Prince. The drama then skips forward to Jongjo's adult years when he and his friends re-establish contact with each other. Throughout, Jongjo's position as Crown Prince is threatened by palace intrigues. The Crown Prince, Jongjo, begins to fall in love with one of his childhood friends, Song Song-yin, whose father, a palace artist, passed away when she was very young. The story then follows Yi-san's rise to power, his assumption of the kingship, and the labyrinthine palace intrigues that he must constantly guard against from the No-Ron faction. While the show does deviate from the historical record in a number of ways, its representation of court life during the Joseon dynasty appears to be based on contemporary sources. Cast and characters: Yi-san King Jongjo are the main protagonist in the series. He is the only son of Crown Prince Sado and Lady Yu-gyong. Extremely kind and generous, he makes frequent trips under disguise to see how the common people are doing. The series spans from San's childhood at the age of 11, when a Crown Prince Sado is being executed, to about 40 years later, when San himself reigned as king. It was during the beginning of the series when San met Song Song-yin and Park Dae-soo. In Episode 1, he disguises himself as a junior eunuch and sneaks into the courtyard where his father was imprisoned in a rice chest. With the help of Dae-soo and Song-yin, he manages to see him and obey his father's last wish. The friendship that developed as a result would last the entire series. The plot fast-forwards 10 years, when San is an adult and Crown Prince of Korea. While he is still Crown Prince, he falls in love with Song-yin. Later, when he becomes king, Song-yin is made his concubine. San likes practicing martial arts with the royal guards and traveling incognito in order to feel the experience of the people. When doing so, he adopts the pseudonym Yi Mu-duke. Titles: Yi-san, II degree, Wang Sun Kyoha, I am registered trademark III Euro I, Chuzanki owner, I Florin II pseudonym, Yang, Ga, Mu-duke, E degree Euro E Song Song-yin a Euro King Jongjo's love interest. She is the daughter of a skilled palace artist, and thus she has a fondness for art. Orphaned at a young age, and with a baby brother to take care of, she was taken in by a relative who helped her become a palace maid so that she too could gain a standing in the palace. When she was 11, she entered the palace, and her relative sent her baby brother, Song Song-wook, to the family of a local physician, who was kind enough to adopt him. On her first night in the palace, Song-yin met San, who was trying to get to the rice chest. Dae-soo, who was trying to escape the palace, while she was obtaining food for the older palace maids. Sadly, she and Dae-soo were caught and kicked out of the palace. Angry at her, the relative that helped her enter the palace refused to take her in, so Dae-soo's uncle, senior eunuch Park Dal-ho, took her in and raised her with Dae-soo. However, enemies of the prince forced them all to flee the capital. They fled promising that they would return to the palace to keep their friendship. This they do, and Song-yin enters the Bureau of Painting, which keeps records of events by painting them, as a damo. The promise of returning to the palace is not fulfilled until Song-yin paints a kirin for an ambassador from Qing China. Curious to learn more about her, San inquires about her at the bureau and realized it was Song-yin. He quickly visits her home where he finds Dae-soo and his uncle. From then on, the three stay together. Song-yin is portrayed in the series as a beautiful, kind, and intelligent young woman. She manages to rise from a lowly damo to a real bureau artist. Her good character and beauty make San fall in love with her. She becomes his concubine after he becomes king. Sadly, few people accept her due to her low status and the fact that she was orphaned. It was not until she gave birth to a boy that she is accepted and formally recognized as the king's concubine. Unfortunately, her first son died of illness and caused her to suffer severe grief. Consequentially, when she urged to take medicine for her liver cancer, she refused as it would kill her second child. Song-yin dies of liver cancer while pregnant with her second child near the end of the series, but returns to San in a dream one last time just before his death. Titles: Song, Ga, Song-yin, I plus or minus, E degree Euro I, degree, Song Sang-gung, I plus or minus I Florin E paragraph, So-young Song Si, I-ish copyright I plus or minus I, E bin Song Si, I.e. to the first I plus or minus I Park Dae-soo, a Euro King Jong-jo's favorite military officer. Dae-soo was originally a junior eunuch in the palace. Because he wasn't castrated, he wanted to leave. He tried to flee, when he met Song-yin and San. Like Song-yin, he too got kicked out for helping San. Song-yin and Dae-soo know each other very well, as they practically grew up together. Both are orphans, but Dae-soo's uncle raised them. When Song-yin entered the bureau, Dae-soo took the military exam and became a palace guard, and became a guard of the crown prince. From there, Dae-soo was promoted over and over until he became Grand Commander of the Dragon Guard, the finest army in Korea and the king's personal guard. Dae-soo started out very dumb and dependent, but when he took the military exam, his tutors helped him become a decent man, intelligent, independent, and calm. Without this change, he might have become a thug. Dae-soo is one of the 3 military guards who always follow the king. The other 2 military guards are Kang Soo-ki, a perceptive archer, and Soo Jang-bo, a stubborn fighter. Song-yin is Dae-soo's love interest, but he gave up trying to court her after she became a concubine. He was alive during the reign of Yi San's son, King Sanju, and was implied to have joined them in the afterlife soon afterwards, where they played together again as children. Lady Yu-gyong, a Euro Jongjo's mother. She is the daughter of high-ranking court official Hong Bong-han of the Pyeongsun clan. Ever worrisome over the royal family and the people, she is a model mother of the Korean upper class. Lady Yu-gyong looks down on lower-class people, and she was the main obstacle that caused Song-yin suffering when she became a concubine. Yet she was also the first one to acknowledge her as a member of the royal family when she gave birth to a boy. Lady Yu-gyong is also responsible for the multiple concubines brought into bear and heir. Queen Yui, a Euro King Jongjo's primary wife, born into the Kim clan. She was betrothed to San at the age of 10 and married him in her late teens. Yui is very kind, filial, refined, and honest, a model wife of the Korean upper class. She has the respect of almost everyone in the palace, and she does not abuse this power. Unfortunately, the queen is unable to bear children and thus results in Jongjo's mother bringing in multiple concubines. Queen Yui favors Song-yin, and it is with her help that Song-yin became a concubine and gave birth to a son. Queen Yui dies soon after King Jongjo dies. King Yongjo, a Euro Jongjo's grandfather. He was the 21st king of Korea before San took over. Yongjo has one son, his second son Crown Prince Sado, and a daughter, Princess Won. King Yongjo is a loving and experienced old man, but he is very firm on San so he can make him the next king. King Yongjo always suspected his second son of high treason, and throughout the series, that was shown. It was not till just before his death did King Yongjo discover it had been a plot to frame his son. Yongjo publicly made it known that it had been a false accusation and had his son's grave repaired. Like San, Yongjo loved the people, and when he knew he would die, that day he sneaked out of the palace and went to his private residence so that he could die among the people, which he did. Before dying, he commissioned Song-yin to create a portrait of Crown Prince Sado. After she completed it and left, he dies while looking at the painting while apologizing to his son for being a terrible father before promising him to be a better father to him in the afterlife. Yongjo died in 1777 in his 80s of dementia. Queen Jeongsun, King Yongjo's second wife. She is the daughter of the extremely wealthy and powerful Andong Kim clan. Yongjo fell in love with her when he was 66 and she was 15. Of all the characters in the series, Queen Jeongsun has the best split character. She is very caring and smart, but deep inside, she has a greed for power, and she holds a silent grudge against San, even though she is his grandmother and she cares about him. Queen Jeongsun is the leader of the conservative No-ron faction and the mastermind behind a plot that was determined to destroy San, a plot that lasted decades. Later, she is forced to give up her titles and power but is permitted to live in the palace. Crown Prince Sado, Yongjo's father. He is skilled with the bow, in calligraphy, and in painting. He was courted by So-ron faction and later became framed by the No-ron faction and was accused of treason against the throne by his own father, King Yongjo, and sentenced to death in a rice chest. Sam came to see him a few nights before he died in secret, and Sado told him to retrieve a painting he had painted of a scene King Yongjo cherished. Sadly, Sado died before Yongjo saw the painting. It was Song-yin who discovered the meaning of the painting and brought it to Yongjo, 14 years after Sado's death. Yongjo understood and Sado's name was cleared. Princess Warren, Yongjo's daughter by a concubine. Yongjo is very fond of her. Warren is a very beautiful and filial but impatient young woman. Because she is widowed and has no children, she adopted the orphan Jang Geum, who became a court official. Like the Queen, Princess Warren, affiliated with the No-ron faction, is also a mastermind in the plot to destroy King Jeongjo. This cost her her favor with her father. In the end, Princess Warren was stripped of her royalty and titles and exiled to a place far from the capital, where she lived in seclusion under house arrest with only her lady-in-waiting to accompany her. Jang Geum, Princess Warren's adoptive son. He is incredibly intelligent, and the youngest person ever to be part of the royal court. Jang is the royal secretary. He is very smart and filial to the princess. When he was a child, he was San's study partner at the Confucian Academy. In his teens he studied in Qing China, and as an adult he was very successful. Like his adoptive mother, he was a key member of the No-ron faction, also part of the plot to destroy San. When the participants were punished, Geum was exiled and put to death by poison. Hangul, King Jeongjo's right-hand man, as well as distant cousin to his mother, Lady Yeong. He is a very loyal advisor to Jeongjo but is very ambitious and can be somewhat shady. He was also the main tutor who helped Dae-soo when he was training for the military exam. Throughout the series, he was promoted to Chief Inspector, Chief of the Royal Guard, and Chief Secretary due to his skill at politics and investigation. His younger sister also became one of Jeongjo's concubines. In the end, he was exiled for trying to poison Queen Yui out of anger at not forgiving his sister before her death for covering up a phantom pregnancy and to erase evidence of his dealings with Queen Jeongsun. He aborted the attempt after discovering that the king was taking her place at the food ceremony and tearfully confessed. He later died at peace due to health issues after being forgiven by the king. Jang Yak-yong, a scholar from the Confucian Academy and a member of the Namin faction, he was initially unable to enter the court for 3 years. Later, after entering, he replaced Hong Geuk-young as Yi San's closest advisor. While not as politically skilled as his predecessor, he is extremely innovative and is a skilled inventor. He is also aware of the flaws in the government and called for reforms. Yang Chobi, a damo at the Bureau of Painting. At first she was very rude to Song-yin. But when she fell in love with Dae-soo and discovered that Song-yin was practically his sister, she became super nice to her. At first it was for Dae-soo, but eventually she developed a real bond and friendship with Song-yin. When Song-yin became concubine to Jeongjo, Chobi was selected to be her lady-in-waiting, an attendant court lady of the 6th rank. After Song-yin's death, Cho-bi becomes Queen Yui's second lady-in-waiting. Kim Gui-ju, Queen Jung-sun's older brother and a member of the No-Ron faction. He is a high-ranking minister of the royal court and holds the title Lord Kim. Very aggressive, he can easily beat up anyone who makes him or his sister look bad. He has a very lively and straightforward personality and is highly loved by her sister. He also is very intelligent and loves traveling to the city of Pyongyang. He plans plots to kill San alongside his sister and Princess Won. After his extreme participation in the plots is discovered, Lord Kim is stripped of his titles and exiled. Nam Si-cho, San's chief eunuch. He follows San everywhere he goes and is very supportive of him. Chi Jae-gong, San's administrative assistant. Chi is also minister of the tribunal. When San was a child, Sir Chi was also his tutor. Chi is always of help to San and very supportive of his commands. He is also a trusted adult source of advice to Dae-soo, Song-yin, Hong Gi-kyung, and San. Yi-chan, a royal artist at the Bureau of Painting. He is by far the most supportive person of Song-yin at the Bureau. He is great at painting erotica and drawing sketches but is otherwise a not-so-extraordinary artist. Yi-chan is very funny and bubbly and is always trying to keep his wife happy so she doesn't kill him. Song Song-wook, the younger brother of Song Song-yin, he was initially given up for adoption to the family of a physician soon after the death of their parents. Song-wook was later sold off as a slave, although the adoptive family lied and told Song-yin that he had died young of disease. He was rescued and raised by a group of Catholic converts, who were initially persecuted by the authorities. Artist Tak, another royal artist at the Bureau of Painting. He is by far much more skilled than Yi-chan and becomes good friends with Song-yin. In the last episode, Tak is promoted to a senior artist of the 5th rank. Baek Dong-soo, a warrior who protected Yi-san. International Broadcast, Awards and Nominations, 2007 MBC Drama Awards, Top Excellence Award, Actor, Lee Seo-jin, Excellence Award, Actress, Han Ji-min, Best Teen Actor, Park Ji-bin, Best Writer, Kim Yi-young, Nomination, Best Drama, Nomination, Best Couple Award, Lee Seo-jin and Han Ji-min, Nomination, Popularity Award, Actor, Lee Seo-jin, Nomination, Popularity Award, Actress, Han Ji-min, 2008 Byeongsang Arts Awards, Nomination, Best Director, Lee Byung-hoon, Nomination, Best Actor, Lee Seo-jin, Nomination, Best New Actor, Han Sang-jin, References. External links, Yi-san official MBC website, Yi-san at Han Cinema, Yi-san at the Internet Movie Database.